Welcome to the Struggles in the Margins, the podcast where we embrace the messiness of life, our emotions, challenges, and personal projects, and find meaning in the in-between moments. I'm Natalia, and in each episode we'll dive into the stories that shape us, the struggles that define us, and the books that inspire us. This is a space for honesty, reflections, and connections. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's explore the beauty of life's margins together. Welcome everyone to another episode of Struggles in the Margins. It's episode, I want to say 6. But I don't know if this is actually coming out when I want it to. Anyways, so today we're talking about one of my favorite things to do, crafting. So I'm going to share some of the projects I made, how they came to life, and tips for anyone looking to dive into the world of crafting. So crafting obviously means a lot of different stuff to different people. It could mean, say, little arts and crafts to big projects. I'm going to go over all of that today. Crafting specifically to me means it's a way for my creativity to shine and a way for me to relax. So, and that might not mean the same thing to everyone. Let me know down in the comments what crafting means to you. But yeah, so we're just gonna go a little over that journey today, and I'm gonna discuss like my crafting journey, different projects I made, and different stuff, So let's get started. How did I get into crafting? Well, crafting, I've always been a very, very creative person. I specifically got more interested into stuff about, I go through phases, ups and downs of things I like to do. I've only started recently finishing projects, but I've been actually seriously working on projects for a while now. Yeah. But so it's probably canvases painting on canvases was one of my more not any specific canvas or anything. Those were the more specific canvases or specific projects that were saying, hey, you should really get back into this, because I used to love doing it when I was younger. And it was kind of like a nudge saying, hey, you should do this. And when I was younger, I did the little simple stuff, like just paint little things, the little arts and crafts that you do as a little. But now, as I continue to grow older, I do a lot more different projects. I started to not invent stuff, but take on bigger projects, use boxes and stuff, just different stuff than what I would have been doing when I was younger. I still paint a lot of canvases, but yeah, that's so yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think. I've done when I was younger, I did small paintings or paintings on canvases. Now I'm making freaking full-on staffs, and painting canvases with my fingers to make bigger canvases and stuff like that. So stuff like that is how I continue to evolve over the years. So I'm gonna highlight some of my favorite products I've made. My vending machine. Actually, I'll have that quickly. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So my vending machine, I actually made this recently. It can only fit things like Starburst and stuff in there. basically you turn this, it opens it right here, and you can do it. I need to probably fix this a little bit, but it's okay. I don't really craft big stuff like that. Then probably my biggest project I've ever done, and my favorite projects, is my staff. It's a massive staff. It's bigger than me. I haven't finished it fully. I'm missing one piece that I'm getting from Amazon, hopefully sometime soon. I don't know when I'm getting it though, so yeah. And then probably just a couple of canvases that I've recently made on my other like things. So okay, so obviously I'm gonna get a little more deeper dive into them since I'm only highlighting a few that I made over there. So my vending machine. Inspiration was scrolling on YouTube on a late night and deciding to do this, And while I basically, the process behind creating this was cutting out these shapes, then painting this box, installing this to make sure this would work and everything, and, having to install that so I could put the candy in there without it falling through completely. And the paint job is not good. I will show you the flaws. It's not good. Then I had to put the tape, act as my clear window, write it. That's it. But the challenges I faced was, and I still face with this, it's not the best. I need to completely fix it. But I had to stuff a piece of paper here because I did not measure this properly. This is too far away from here, so it's not flush up against this wall, so candy can still fall through here sometimes, so I'll do that when I don't need it to. And also putting this up in there. But I learned how to fix that, so then I just learned that I can overcome challenges. So yeah. And then that doesn't really tie into like anything, but my staff does. My staff I'm not gonna bring out in a little. I will be shown up on my YouTube though in a little bit. My camera decided to go all wonky. Sorry about that. So my staff. Oh my god. What is my camera doing right now? My staff is, that one took me a couple weeks. I had to strip the wood, or first I had to cut the wood to size, this is how I want it, strip the bark, then I had to stain the piece of wood, and then I had to take the pieces that are on top and attach them there, and that one just took a while. It was the biggest challenge I faced with that was time. And that one was just like, so time consuming. It was and also figuring out how to keep those pieces on there because they're not really holding on to anything. They're basically on wood glue, and I had to figure out how to be able to place the staff. Like, I couldn't place the staff. I had no way to place the staff upright without it touching either of those two pieces of wood, so I had to lean out somewhere. But leaning it, I couldn't lean it too much because then otherwise the pieces would fall off because they didn't have any support on the back or anything, and it was just like frustrating. It took me a little while, but I got there eventually. And I learned that you need to expect that time that stuff happens and not to get as frustrated as I kind of did. So, but that one does tie into my cosplay because as that is, I think I actually mentioned that in my cosplay episode that was posted 2 weeks ago, I think. I don't know when exactly posted. But yes, it is ties into one of my into my sorceress character. This is gonna be her staff, and I'm working on a new look for her. So that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be revealed soon. And the vending machine found out. It's okay. Canvases are just simple canvases. They were, some of it's painted by hand, some of it's painted by brushing. Basically, like the background, I would use watercolors, take my finger and paint it. It hurts your finger, but you'll get used to it. Like, I slowly learned how to get used to it. But canvases are my favorite material to work on because you can really do anything. And I'm actually working on something for my cosplay right now. I'm working on a canvas. I want to see if I can get it. Oh my goodness. Okay. This camera situation is actually going to come in right now. I'll be right back. Okay, this camera is actually going to come in this time. I'm hoping. I'm sorry to everyone who has to freaking see that, because I don't edit these episodes. I just post them. So I'm sorry to everyone who has to witness this camera failing me multiple times and deciding that it does not want to work today. Anyways, this is the canvas wrong way. This is the canvas I'm currently working on. So I was originally thinking, this is for a cosplay of my, if you guys watched the cosplay episode, I was talking about, how there was, like, a more modern world side to the stuff, Magical Affairs Inc., which is where some of my characters from. This is in the boss's office, or the secretary's office, I believe I'm putting it, and it means something. I'll do something different. And at first I was just gonna make like 2 arches, make, I don't know, like heaven or something. I don't know. I want to make 8 notes, but I realized that was too hard. So I kind of gave up on that idea, but I decided, hey, I can make all of this mean something. So this is so these are stars for Neverland. This and that is butterflies. They're going to be blue butterflies because blue butterflies really mean something to me. Hint, hint. I will put that actually in my notes now to talk about tattoos. What tattoos mean to me. And some tattoos I want, and that'll all be in another episode, and I'll talk about, and in that episode I'll talk about the reason blue butterflies are important. Anyways, so these are to signify Neverland and Peter Pan, because Peter Pan and Neverland has always been one of my favorite books. And then these 2 arches, I'm going to paint one of them in the style of Hogwarts houses. Like, I'm going to divide it into 4 sections. Hogwarts houses and the other, probably this outer one, and then this inner one is going to be Percy Jackson. So yeah, learned that these things takes a lot of time, and it's not exactly as motivating as saying something during a vending machine or stuff is doing. But yeah, so what I want to discuss, kind of the benefits of crafting. Especially for me, I use it as a stress relief. So some days I might, when I need more stress relief, I'll go and like binge watch episodes while I craft. Like binge watch episodes of my favorite show and craft, and like I will completely lose myself in that zone and be like, this is what I'm doing for the rest of the day. Well, other times I'm not as much of that stressful need, so I'm very sorry. This episode might be having to get cut. Edited. Okay, anyways, I'm very sorry. I'm holding this camera now. So on other days where I might not need as much stress relief, I don't, I'm not going to, very sorry for these sounds. I'm not going to craft as much, so, and it also helps me build a lot of confidence because it's saying, hey, I can do stuff, and it's showing myself that I can do stuff, and it's showing the world, like, hey, this is what I can do, this is what I like to do. It also helps me build creativity, like, it lets my creative juices, like, when I can't write, when I have, like, writer's block, I usually don't, sometimes I get writer's block and artist block at the same time. Usually I don't. So if I have writer's block or if I have artist block, I can go switch. But yeah. But no, crafting, there's a lot of benefits to crafting. So like I said, the relaxation, stress relief, that's one of the biggest benefits I find to it, because it's like I said, I can literally go binge watch one of my shows and just be crafting away. And crafting is not just, say, doing, like, and, okay, I'll get into that in the next section of this episode. And, like, obviously, it just builds confidence, being, like, saying, hey, I created this. And you might not even know you were good at something until you tried it because you want to. And then it just helps you become more creative and everything, because it gets you thinking about, like, what you create and all that. So how can you get started with crafting? Start small. Like, do like small, the big, the first thing that I recommend doing, okay, not the first thing I recommend doing, but if you're into painting and stuff, use canvases. You don't have to get big canvases like this. Get small canvases. Start with that. And just look up beginner-friendly projects on YouTube, Google, anything. You'll get a ton of stuff, ton of ideas, and you'll have and then go ahead and go do, choose one and set your mind to it and say, this is what I'm going to do, and do it. And you don't have to go buy all these fancy materials. Like, I mean, if you want to, you can. But you can start by repurposing old materials. Use old shirts or old paper. Anything you have lying around the house, you can just start using. And be patient. Mistakes are always going to happen. A big thing I find with canvases and painting, the stuff leaks through, especially watercolors. Hate it, but it will leak through. And it's okay. It can be fixed. Everything can always be fixed. Say, if you are into bigger crafting and say I messed up a couple times here, it's broken. Or this didn't want to stick on. Oh well, that's just, you can just glue it back together, or you can just tape it, or my staff, my brother accidentally cut off something too much. It's okay, I just sanded it down and it looked like I meant to do that the whole time. So just be patient and accept that mistakes are going to happen throughout the way. So like I said, canvases for me personally I find is a great way to start. All you need, like literally all you need, is get a few pencils. If you have tape or something, so here's my process if I'm ever painting a canvas. So sketch your design out on a canvas, like whatever design you want to do. Tape off the sections you don't want to paint. Paint your background. Take off, let it dry. Take off the tape. Paint in the details, and you have a finished product. And you don't have to just do painting. You can do sewing. Sewing is very much the same thing. And sewing's not just clothes, Sewing can be little wallets or anything. Or, what else have I sewn? Phone cases, Those are simple things you can sew. Crocheting's also a thing. Sculpture, that's actually interesting. It's not something I personally is my cup of tea. I personally cannot stand sculpting. Sculpting has failed me one too many times. Not to say that you can't do that, but sculpting is personally not my cup of tea. Me and sculpting have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes we love each other and we cooperate with each other. Other times we hate each other and we are at each other's throats. So yeah, it's fun. Let me think. What else? What other type of? Oh, spray, like not graffiti, like not graffitiing something building, but like using spray paint to paint on stuff. It's fun. Wood carving. Yeah, wood carving. Or soap carving. Soap carving is actually kind of fun. Like, I don't know what my audience is listening to this or whatever. Please do not go take a bar of your parents or whoever's nicest soap they have, the most expensive soap they have, and go start carving in it. No. Just if you want, ask for or find a small cheap bar of soap. Take a plastic knife. It doesn't even have to be like butter knife works. Plastic knife works. Don't recommend using steak knives or anything like that. Butter knives or plastic knives, that's it. And then just start carving into soap. It's fun. They actually do it in Mexico, not soap carving, but they use radishes. They carve into radishes and they carve into wood. And soap is something kind of like the more basic thing. I read about it in a book. It's fun. Anyways, but yeah, definitely, like, look around. Don't just say, oh, everyone does painting, so let me just do painting. Don't just do painting. Maybe try painting and see if you like that, but maybe try crocheting or soap carving, like I just said, and see if you like that too. So, definitely share your own experiences with me down in the comments. Send in photos. Let me think. What else? Yeah, that's it. So, thank you so much for joining me on this episode about crafting. And, crafting has helped me, see the finer, simpler things in life. Maybe it'll help you too. And remember, don't hesitate to start your projects, even though they might seem so small to you. And that creativity is for everyone. So, I will see you on Thursday or Sunday, whichever episodes you keep on top of. If you want, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the notifications button so you know when my next episodes are getting uploaded. But yeah. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Struggles in the Margins. I hope today's conversation has brought you some comfort, inspiration, or a new perspective. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It helps more people find the show. And I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, stories, or favorite books with me on Scratch, Wattpad, YouTube, any of that. Anything that's down in my comments. Beautiful. Description, sorry. Remember the beat, or in my, I'm gonna have to restart the outro, sorry. Anyways, but, okay. Going over socials here. You can find my socials in my description on these videos or under my bio in my channel. Anyways, so thank you for joining me on this episode of Struggles on the Margins. I hope today's conversation brought you some comfort, inspiration, or new perspective. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It helps more people find the show. And I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, stories, or favorite books with me on my socials. Remember, the beauty of life is often found in the margins. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep finding meaning in the little things. Bye.